Alright, episode 43 of Solitaire Quest. You know who I am? Look up my number. I sort of made a Beatles reference there, so yeah. This episode is episode 43 of Solitaire Quests. The review of the Star Trek Discovery episode, Vaulting Ambitions. Yep. Finally here. You know, I could just stop my review. I could just stop my review series of Star Trek Discovery Season 1 right here. But I can't. Because, yeah, there's still several more episodes. Several more episodes of this bullshit going on. Several more episodes to finish of Star Trek Discovery Season 1. And now that I realized I'd have to review Season 2 and of Discovery. I have to review Season 2 of the Orville, but that's fine. Transport truck. Oh yeah. I'm out in the carport right now, so I don't mind. So yeah, Vaulting Ambitions. So yeah. Okay, why is the shuttle warping to the Imperial Command ship? They should be right next to each other. The ship bombed the rebel planet last episode. Why are they warping to the rebel? Why? Oh. At a classified location. They should be in the fucking same system, in orbit around the same fucking goddamn planet. And yeah, the Imperial Command ship. Like, these writers they not even know where the fuck they're. There's just the internal consistency. It's just terrible. Just fucking terrible. Okay. So, but yeah, this is to be expected of Alex Kurtzman, but still. And yeah, the Imperial Command ship looks dumb. Like there's a big open obvious space where the power source is, for fuck's sakes. And Saru, the spore drive is inoperable. Just shoot up someone with some tardigrade DNA. Did they not have some tardigrade DNA on file? They could just shoot someone up with tardigrade DNA. Just modify it for Saru. Saru can be the navigator again. He can be the navigator. They just need a new navigator. Just shoot someone up with the. Shoot someone up with the juice, man. Shoot him up. And yeah, the two Stamets. Yeah, the Terran Stamets should be more brutal, and they're debating, and for some reason they're in the magic LSD forest for some reason, talking about God. Okay, they're in the magic LSD magic mushroom forest talking about God for some fucking reason. Okay, so last time we saw the Terran Empire canonically in TV was with Star Trek Enterprise. So yeah, Hoshi Sato at the end of the Terran episodes of Star Trek Enterprise, Hoshi Sato took command over Archer of the Defiant and then pretty much demanded the Terran Emperor surrender to her. So why is the Emperor not not her descendant? Like their descendant should be not Chinese, Japanese. Ethnically, the Emperor should be ethnically Japanese, folks. That's one thing I noticed. But instead, yeah, Michelle Yeoh, to my knowledge, she's ethnically Chinese. So, yeah, we have a Chinese woman being the emperor of the Terran Empire. That's odd. That's odd symbolism. That is very odd symbolism. So I guess, yeah, China #1, I guess, in the writer's eyes. And yeah, the throne room was too dark. Tyler in the med bay and not in a cell for, I don't know. Yeah. And yeah, the, what else? Oh yeah, the Kelpians being eaten. That's not fucked. That's not fucked at all. Okay. These fucking writers, they revel in the gratuitous except where it counts. Because we don't see Michael Burnham's breast last episode. We don't see her breasts. Okay. And alternate Burnham description. You always tried to outsmart me, Michael, even as a child. Why? Okay. Okay. So yeah, proof that Burnham's... Why is the alternate Terran version of Burnham being... Why is she an exact replica of Burnham herself? I don't know. I don't know. And the interior is too dark for the dining area. Come on. And we got Stamets not being objective, trying to get out of the network, which is an exact replica of this, which is the exact replica of the Discovery down to its computer, to its fucking computers. And we have, yeah, Burnham reveals the Prime Universe to the Emperor. I don't know why. And we have the Emperor just offs her presumably inner council. Why? Okay, just why? And yeah, why are the interiors of these ships too dark? Why? Oh, and then we have this. The explanation of fucking Tyler. Which, yeah. Tyler was captured in the Battle of the Binary Stars. We harvested his DNA, reconstructed his consciousness, and rebuilt his memory. Okay, that's one thing. And then the second thing, we modified Vogue into a shell that appears human. We grafted his psyche into Tyler, and in so doing, Vogue has given his body and soul for our ideology. Okay. This is... Okay. One or the other. Either Tyler is a reprogrammed agent for the Klingons, or Vogue got some really good plastic surgery and got his mind altered. One or the other. One or the fucking other. These are two separate fucking things. Just two separate explanations for Vogue / Tyler. Two separate fucking things. Two separate fucking things. Two separate fucking things. one or the other. What I'd say to with these writers is like one or the fucking other. And notice that gave given his mind, his body and soul for our ideology, not for the Klingons. It didn't say it didn't say given his body and soul to us, the Klingons. No, she said ideology, which is what these far left fucking writers only fucking care about. They only fucking care about their fucking ideology. That's what matters to these people. And we have the Emperor not taking Burnham into custody. Yeah, because I don't know. And yeah, the Emperor in this episode is a good XP for an SJW writer discovering and watching Star Trek. From this line, I know it well from the Defiant files. There is a reason why they're classified equality, freedom, cooperation. And then we have Burnham says, cornerstones for a successful culture. Delusions that Terrans shed millennia ago. Destructive ideals that fuel rebellions, and I will not let you infect us again. This is the writer being fucking honest, using Michelle Yeoh as a goddamn fucking mouthpiece. That's what they view. They view Star Trek as delusions. Simple fucking delusions. And the ideas of equality, freedom, and cooperation, those don't exist. No, the fucking SJWs want to put everyone into their own. They want to separate people. They want to separate people. They want to separate people, put them into their own, keep people separate, put them into their own groups, and God help you if you're mixed. You know, God, because if you're neither, say you're half black or half white. God help you, yeah, God help you if you're mixed. You can't exist in the white or the black camp. You're effectively ostracized. And that is fucking racism. That is fucking racism, folks. Yeah. The idea of putting people into groups based on race, that's fucking racism. Ugh. Like Gene Roddenberry, you know, Star Trek wasn't... It didn't have the budget at the time, and it didn't... I think they would have... I think Gene would have liked to have, like, hired more actors on. Background actors especially, to show a more diverse crew, but I don't know. I guess he didn't have resources and whatnot, so he just got in a bunch of there were a bunch of background actors. Hey. Yeah. Yeah, a bunch of background actors. Guess they weren't mixed, but you got the bridge crew. It was a mix of people. You had a Russian, a Japanese person, a white people. You had a black woman as the main communications officer. You know, they obviously had to sell it to people. They had to obviously sell this show to people, so they couldn't have black Captain Kirk. But still, You also had a Vulcan, half Vulcan there, working on the ship. It was fucking great. Fucking original Star Trek was great. Better than this shit. And yeah, we got Lorca torture scene. And we have Lorca. Feels like it's getting personal. And then the guy, it is personal. She was my sister. And in that scene, the sister wasn't even discussed prior to the beginning of the scene. And the guy just asks Lorca about about his sister. That's just weird. Like that whole scene, that whole conversation, guy just randomly brings up his sister. Or his own sister for some reason. Randomly. It didn't make sense. Like, wouldn't he have just started out talking about his sister? It's like two separate lines from a script have been just fucking haphazardly merged together. Man, alternate Tyler gets killed because we have Culber and Stamets in purgatory for some reason. Basically, because that's where they're in. That's where they're at. We got Culber. He should be dead. He should be dead. Why is his soul or something trapped in the network, mycelial network, for some reason? Why? And Culber, who is a doctor wanting to do harm to a alternate Stamets, who is later established as a clone of Stamets. So yeah. And we have more Lorca getting tortured. And we have Burnham recalling what Lorca did, and light 7 sensitivity, and that's the moment that Burnham figures it all out. Just fuck off. If you had given to me, it's like, okay, Lorca, like he does a bunch of, it's like he says a bunch of stuff off the cuff. Maybe does some stuff. But the idea that you'd remember all that and then just piece it all together, it's like, oh, well, Lorca has light sensitivity. Okay, so he has light sensitivity. That's a trait among the Terrans. But then he also witnessed a starship getting exploded, because that would be bright. So the idea of Michael Burnham just automatically comes to that conclusion that Lorca is the fucking alternate Lorca from the Mirror Universe. And yeah, light sensitivity as a trait is for Terrans. It's just a fucking metaphor that's just on the nose. And then Lorca being from the Terran timeline, or the Terran universe, all this time. Okay. So, yeah, any scans of Lorca, like medical scans, wouldn't they come up with, wouldn't they find out that his atoms are from another universe? Whenever a medical scan was done on him, wouldn't they detect something weird? Like, I don't know how, yeah. This is reviewing Star Trek Discovery. This is fucking annoying. Just completely fucking annoying. Oh, I don't, just the stupidity. These writers lack. they lack an understanding of Star Trek. And yeah. And to see this stumbling mess of theirs is just fucking annoying. Anyway, this is, yeah. Yeah. It's like, my God. I'll go back a few pages in my notebook, point out something again. If I haven't, I'm gonna reread this. Tyler was captured in the battle at the binary stars. We harvested his DNA, reconstructed his consciousness, and rebuilt his memory. We modified Vogue into a shell that appears human. We grafted his psyche into Tyler. In so doing, Vogue has given his body and soul for our ideology. Okay. There were two explanations for Tyler. Two very simple explanations. Either Vogue got reconstructed into. Either Vogue got like a very good reconstruction. Either Vogue got a really good plastic surgery job done to him, or Tyler gets turned into a fucking sleeper agent. Two simple explanations for Tyler. You pick one. Just pick one. That's the simplest thing. Just pick fucking one. Just pick one. No, instead we got both of them slammed together into fucking stupidity, into a stupid fucking mess of stupidity. Just a fucking mess of goddamn fucking stupidity. Okay. So, yeah. Last time we officially saw the Prime Vogue, he was on a spaceship. He was on the Shenzhou left to die. Now, with Laurel, it would be implied that Laurel, after leaving the system, went back with the spaceship and picked up Vogue at some later point before he ran out of air. They're very small, very, very, very small window for him to survive. Very, very small window. Very, very small window. I personally think that guy was originally intended to be killed. I think Vogue was supposed to be written off and dead. I think the original version of the script, Vogue was written off and dead, and Tyler was supposed to be a sleeper agent. To be woken up at a later time by Laurel for the plot to move forward, blah blah blah. I think that's what the original script would have been. But for some reason they proceeded to make Tyler Vogue. And then I assume, later on they decide to make Tyler Vogue. For some reason. I don't know if it was to get like a Maybe they couldn't handle a human being. I don't know what the fucking thought process for that for just a simple change. I don't get the thought processes. I don't get the fucking thought processes. As to the explanation we got for Vogue or Tyler or whatever the fuck. Like, okay, torture scene with Lorca when the guy comes in, asked about his sister randomly after talking about like Lorca's rebellion and all that, just randomly brings up his sister, and that organically goes into the conversation. Okay. This is obvious. This is the this is scar tissue of major rewrites, folks. Obvious, blatant scar tissue they couldn't just excise with a few strokes of a keyboard. Which is how fucking little these people fucking cared about Star Trek. I don't know if it's because of time constraints or they cared that little about fucking internal consistency. But yeah. I think the whole season of Star Trek Discovery, it should have ended when they finished destroying the Klingon ended up destroying the Klingon ship where the Klingon grave ship. I think that should have ended. I think that's where the season should have fucking ended. I think that's where it should have ended. And then this whole Terran Empire shit. I think this would. I think they didn't. I think they had. I think they were writing for season 1 and they were writing for season 2. They were writing for season 1. They had a general outline of the season. I think they were. Yeah. I think the writing process of Discovery went like this. They had 2 story arcs planned. The Klingon War arc and then the go to the Terran universe. I think they had those two story arcs in mind. I think that's what happened. The season was supposed to end. Random guy walking by. Alright. Yeah, the season should have ended. The season should have ended with Lorca and then destroying the Klingon grave ship. Boom. It should have ended. That's where the first season should have ended. And they had a general idea for the second season. But what I think happened is during the script writing process, I think a lot of those I think somewhere there was a major change and they decided to merge the 2 story arcs into the first season. I think that's what that's what it seems to me like they did that. And in doing so, they didn't write in that they cut out like a bunch of applicable filler that would have been in both seasons. In doing so, A lot of episodic stuff. So yeah. This season 1 of this whole season 1 of Star Trek Discovery, yeah. 2 separate story arcs shortened and fused together. Shortened and fused together. This is what we got. I think there was some intention for more episodic storytelling, but I think maybe Alex Kurtzman said no. Like they had a general idea how season 1 would go, and then season 2, but no, they cut out they cut a bunch of probably cut out a bunch of scripts, bunch of episodic scripts that would have given us character moments for these crew members. I think they cut out a bunch of those scripts and then just merged two storylines together. That's how I think it went. That's fucking stupid. That's fucking stupid. Anyway, I'm the Blood Knight of the Old Republic of Bloodganistan. Stay frosty. Get your Joel's in one where you can. Stay sexy, San Diego. And I'm a spaceman. Peace.